Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Osteoporosis. I am Dr. Husam Mohammed, and I am inventor, and we have 29 inventions from the United States, and we speak about today about osteoporosis inventions. We granted a United States invention for treatment of osteoporosis. Regarding to osteoporosis costs the worldwide $70 billion per year, and it is increasing every year. And all medication, as we will see, all the medications are ineffective, even harmful. Here, the cost of osteoporosis, it costs in the United States in 2008 to $22 billion, and in the European Union it's $37 billion, and in Canada $39 billion, and in Saudi 20 billion Saudi riyal in 2015. And osteoporosis, as we said, it is increasing every year. And what is osteoporosis? Osteoporosis is imbalance between new bone formation and bone resorption. Normally, till the age of 40, there is balance between these two processes, and these two processes are called bone remodeling. After the age of 40, the new bone formation is reduced, and the cause is unknown, or was before our patent, it was unknown. But by studying of the mechanics of the bone, we know the exact causes of the reduction of the bone. So, what are the lines of the treatment of osteoporosis? As we see the lines of osteoporosis, we prove in our patent that all lines of treatment of osteoporosis are wrong, which are vitamin D, calcium, calcitonin, and bisphosphonates. The main line of treatment of osteoporosis are the bisphosphonates. And this is our battle by every means. We prove that all these medications are wrong, even harmful. Our patent, we use X-ray crystallography and apply the bone mechanics to the electron microscope and mitochondrial medicine. We discover the exact biomechanical principle of the bone to treat osteoporosis. As we will see in the next slide. From our perspective, we see that this is the normal bone, and this is the osteoporotic bone. Osteoporosis is called reduction of bone mass per unit volume. This is the definition of osteoporosis. So, the definition according to the WHO is reduction of bone mass per unit volume, which means the unit, the quantity. So all study concentrated about the quantity and not the quality of the bone. What we did, we concentrate about both the quantity and the quality, as we will see. We discover internal bone machinery, external bone machinery, and regarding to these two machinery, we corrected osteoporosis in quality first, then the quantity comes second. The internal bone machinery is functional collagen, microflexibility, and piezoelectricity. The external bone machinery depending on making the bone just at the line of the stress, so the bone return to its normal position again. Here is the internal bone machinery. We consider the bone as machines, and this machines causes the bone to be formed along the line of the stress. And this depends mainly on functional collagen. If there is functional collagen inside the bone, the collagen of the bone, if there is functional collagen, there would be good piezoelectricity and good microflexibility, and this causes the bone to be functional and the new bone formation. This is our claim. Thanks God, we have 18 claims in our patent, and all 18 claims, anyone can read our patent because it is in website. in United States website, and the United States website, the 18 claims are accepted from the first side, from the first time, and this not only is difficult but may sometimes become impossible. Every patent has cancelled and claims, but our patent 18 claims, these claims are all accepted from the first time because our patent is very strong regarding the treatment of osteoporosis. So we discovered that we will speak about these all later, later in the next slide. Here, normal bone cycle. We found that the bone, as we know, or the bone containing calcium. Here, calcium cycle of the bone, this is called calcium cycle of the bone. We found that osteoclast, the bone-eating cell, these eat the phosphate crystals. Once eat phosphate crystals, phosphate is attached to calcium atom. Calcium atom will release it to the bone, the blood vessels of the bone. And the calcium re-enter, and this called resorption, and this new bone formation. New bone formation done by osteoblast. And osteoblast, to form a new bone, it will secrete the collagen and secrete the phosphate and take the calcium from the blood. When calcium come to enter again, it found here a virtual cycle we will see later slide. Here will be a virtual cycle. So calcium cannot enter except in passing through this virtual cycle. So what we want to see from here, that calcium is easily released from the bone, but re-entry into the bone is difficult because it needs some precaution and some prerequisite, and we will see in the later. Here is a map of the biomechanics of the bone. This is our patent. This is our summary of our patent. Here is the collagen. Here is the collagen, and the collagen will be conformed like this and showing piezoelectricity, and negative charge will be on the concave side, and positive charge will be on the convex side, and this creating electrical gradient difference, and this electrical gradient difference will stimulate the osteocyte, and osteocyte acting as a maestro of the bone that causes new bone formation here and causes bone resorption. It can, at the site where there is mechanical loading, it will enhance new bone formation. At the site where there is no mechanical loading, it enhances resorption. So this acts as the maestro of the bone. Here, as we said, all lines of treatment are wrong, which are vitamin D, calcium, calcitonin, and the most important is bisphosphonate. Okay, so all these are wrong. We will see why these methods of treatment are wrong. Vitamin D, first starting vitamin D. Why vitamin D is wrong? Vitamin D, I didn't say vitamin D is bad hormone. Vitamin D is not only vitamin, it is hormone. And it is one of most important hormone of the human body. So it is most important, so we have to take it. No, we didn't have to take it in tablet. We have to take it in food, like fish, milk, and eggs. And in sun, exposure to the sun. This is the most important to take vitamin D from our natural resources, but not take it from the pill, because if we take vitamin D, in case of osteoporosis, it will stimulate the osteocyte and secreting F23. This is the material, very toxic material. This material will cause damage to the heart, kidney, and blood vessel, causes calcification of this tissue. So it secretes vitamin D, enhance the osteocyte to secrete F23, and this toxic material causes damage to this structure, heart, kidney, and blood vessel, causing them calcification and enhancing parathyroid hormone release, which causes vicious cycle to osteoporosis. So vitamin D by itself causes osteoporosis of the bone and damage of other tissue. And this is the virtual cycle that we said. A virtual cycle means that for calcium to enter inside the bone, it needs balance between vitamin D, calcitonin, and parathormone hormone, and this is what we discover in our patent. FDA also said it is not the right, vitamin D is not the right choice for treatment. This is PubMed. Vitamin D is not the right choice for treatment of osteoporosis. Why? Because it affects many transcription factors, it affects many genes, and it may cause cancer. Vitamin D may cause cancer if we take it as a pill, or autoimmune diseases, or even infection. And vitamin D itself, on long run, may cause osteoporosis. So vitamin D, we can conclude vitamin D is not the right choice for treatment of osteoporosis. Calcitonin. Calcitonin is a hormone secreted from the thyroid gland, and this hormone at the over 40 reduces with age. So calcitonin decrease. Some studies use calcitonin for treatment of osteoporosis, but this is not effective because calcitonin, if we give calcitonin to the patient, after 2 months, the natural calcitonin from the thyroid gland will stop. So it is not effective line of treatment. After that, we can see calcium. Calcium is not the right choice for treatment of osteoporosis. Why? Calcium is needed for the bone. This Johns Hopkins University in the United States said calcium supplementation may damage the heart. Another study in Science Daily also said that calcium supplementation may damage the heart. It does not damage the heart, it damages the heart, kidney, and blood vessels. So calcium must be taken in food and not taken in supplement tablets. Also, here the last, which is the bisphosphonate. We said that vitamin D, calcium, calcitonin are wrong choice. Here we come to our enemy, which are the bisphosphonate. Why our enemy, bisphosphonate, are not the right choice for treatment of osteoporosis? Bisphosphonate, because this is the normal phosphate. This is the normal phosphate, shape of normal phosphate. We find phosphate crystal and calcium, phosphate crystal and calcium. Here is the bisphosphonate. We find phosphate crystal and connected together by carbon atom, and here is a hydroxyl group, and here is a methyl group with nitrogen. This is the normal bisphosphonate. This not similar or have some similarity to natural phosphate. So what is the mode of action of bisphosphonate? Bisphosphonate more or less similar to phosphate, of normal phosphate. So osteoclasts come to eat this phosphate, it will eat bisphosphonate. It will become this cell that eats this bisphosphonate may be killed or even become sick. Maybe dead or even become sick. This is a method of action of bisphosphonate. Natural, this is a normal, no, this is yes, here is the complication of bisphosphonate. This is the complication of bisphosphonate. Complication of bisphosphonate can be written on the pamphlet of the bisphosphonate, on the bisphosphonate tablet. You can see them. We didn't say read about it in the medical book. No, reading them in the pamphlet. And my clinic make 35 side effects of bisphosphonate and also oxyford. And after we publish our patent, many medical articles speak about bisphosphonate. Bisphosphonate, once we take it from the mouth, it will cause us jaw. It will cause us jaw fibrosis. It causes irritation of esophagus. It causes cancer of esophagus in 15% of cases. It causes gastrointestinal upset. It causes hepatorenal toxicity. The most important is a typical fracture. The most important is a typical fracture, and FDA make warning about that. Even after we granted the patent, we went to Saudi Arabia for Ministry of Health and told them about the complication. And they make a study and said most of our complication in their website in Saudi FDA. So after that, this is a Saudi FDA making warning and precaution of bisphosphonate for atypical fracture. These are the most important part of bisphosphonate. Okay, here osteoporosis is very increasing, as we see, increasing every year. and we found that those people need, the older elderly people need treatment of new method other than the bisphosphonate. Osteoporosis, as we divide it into central and peripheral part. Central related to the mitochondria, and peripheral part related to collagen, and we corrected osteoporosis at these two levels, as we will see. Here, the central osteoporosis. The central osteoporosis, we found that the genes of osteoporosis and gene of aging and the gene of diabetic complication all are present near to each other in the mitochondria chromosome. And our discovery, we tried to correct this problem. Here is a correction. We found that alpha lipoic taurine cycle. We found that alpha lipoic cannot enter the mitochondria because it has large head and long tail, and large head cannot enter. And the inner membrane of mitochondria is very impermeable. But we found that there is called carnitine shuttle, and this carnitine shuttle can allow taurine to enter. So taurine enter to the mitochondria, and it can remove the toxic product from the mitochondria and exit after become oxidized, and it found alpha lipoic in the cytoplasm. It will recover the taurine again and send it back, and this will become cycle for correction of the central osteoporosis. Regarding to peripheral osteoporosis, as we said, it is related to the collagen. The collagen, we know that bone has 50% habitat, 28% collagen, and remaining 22% is water. So collagen dysfunction of collagen is the most important thing in the peripheral osteoporosis. How the collagen become dysfunctional? Collagen become dysfunctional by loss of sulfur. Why sulfur become lost in elderly? Sulfur become lost in elderly because sulfur is deficient in our food. Most of food deficient in sulfur because sulfur is present in food with bad odor, like garlic, like onion, like egg. It has bad odor. And second, it is destroyed by heat. It must be eaten raw, eating without cooking. Third, our stomach in elderly become reduced, less capacity to absorb sulfur. All this combination of this causes our body to deficient in sulfur. What the body make? The body needs sulfur every day, and the sulfur cannot be stored. The sulfur cannot be stored. It must be given on daily basis. What the body make? It retrieve sulfur from surrounding collagen in the bone, in the muscle, in everything, to use this sulfur in hair, nail, and insulin. So once it retrieves this sulfur, the sulfur will, the site of the sulfur will be replaced by glucose, and this glucose will form glycation, and the glucose here is sulfur, replaces this site of sulfur attached to collagen. Sulfur become replaced by glucose, and glucose making glycation, and this glycation causes the bone to become osteoporotic. So this is the normal bone, this is the osteoporotic bone, and the starting point was with sulfur. If what we did, we reverse this condition, we reverse this from osteoporosis to make normal bone. But reversal not by adding sulfur. It cannot be. It need other material, as we will see. We use other material as in this slides. We use alpha lipoic. Alpha lipoic has a large head, long tail, and this large head with long tail, this large head causes the sulfur can remove the glycated area. The glycated area will be removed, and this glycated area, when removed, sulfur can re-enter. So we give alpha lipoic that can make deglycation, and adding sulfur and adding lysine at the same time to make cross-linking of the collagen. Here, in this slide, we see this is the normal healthy bone. We found that bone is formed at the line of the stress. Here is a method of treatment, but our whole life, and we found that bone is concentrated along the line of the stress, and the area with no stress, like here, there is no new bone formation. Here, treated by osteoporosis, we found treated by bisphosphonate, osteoporosis treated by bisphosphonate, we found the bone is everywhere. And this is very not against the physiology of the human, because this is very liable to fracture here at the site as called atypical fracture. Atypical fracture. It is fatal in 15% of cases. Here is an example of blood supply of the bone. Blood supply of the bone, the bone is very similar to the brain. It is confined space. Confined space means it is enclosed space and cannot allow new blood to enter. What happened? The blood supply is about 10% of cardiac output. Means 7 cc in every heartbeat and 5 cc in every minute. But it is enclosed space. The blood cannot enter arterial blood except if there is an exit of venous blood. How this can occur? This can occur via functional collagen can compress the venous side to compress the venous blood to exit, so new blood can enter, and this will cause increasing blood supply to the bone. Thanks God, we in our patent pass through the Supreme Court of the United States, and it's our honor that the judge said that we are the only method of treatment without any side effect. And we have this. Here is a license. Here is the treatment. Finally, FDA need a treatment of osteoporosis, and we responded to osteoporosis. Thank you and have a good day. Yes.